did a thing.
Alright, so the transfer case is about to come out, but I can guarantee you this is about to be a cluster. Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. I hope to earn your subscription. This is the second part of the 2000 Durango transfer case rebuild, which is an NP231. Yeah, let's get to it.
I've been battered and bruised.
There we go. Oh, when you take these apart, quite oftentimes the pickup will pop loose separate from the pump. Just work this guy out. There's your pump. It does have a little O-ring in there that'll need to be replaced, but we'll take a look at that after a bit. If you try to just pull this out right now, it's not going to work out too well. What you need to do is be able to pull basically both gears at the same time. I feel kind of bad now. .241 DHD also has a lock ring back behind this washer seal. Washer seal? Fluid seal? Words are hard. These are also going to be 10 millimeter. Wait. Looks like we also have a tab there. Well, I don't know. I'll snap the screwdriver in there too. Here. Let's try to just tap her in a little bit. See where she goes. Aha! There we go. So, it's the back side of the seal. Looks like it's a little rough. Woo! Definitely rough. Can't say as I remember ever seeing a seal face looking like that on one of these. But this thing is OE, so I suppose I shouldn't be too altogether surprised. There's a locking ring here too. It's a bit thicker than the other one and wider, or bigger circumference as well. You want to be careful not to twist this as it's coming out. It will bend it, or if the spring has actually gotten more brittle, it'll shatter it or break it, you know. And you also don't want to drag it down the shiny surface here and put, you know, a scar in it. If you do that, it's going to chew your seals right up. Alright, that is ready to come out completely. While this side need to worry about this side. I don't know what size that is. Hope I got the right socket for that. The biggest one in that particular set is a 24, not even close. Inch and a quarter. Too big. Maybe 1 inch. Too small. 1 1/8 inch. A 16th. Oh, it is 1 1/8 inch. So if the socket fits in there. Oh. Don't think that could have worked out any better. I also don't think my Ryobi gutless has the torque to spin this bad boy. No. That's okay. We can escalate things. Just gonna have to run the compressor. So while that's happening, I'm gonna turn this off.
I've been bested and tested in the presence of fools, but
It's coming off just really, really slow.
I'm standing on my own. I get up when I fall. I'm standing on my own.
It's more like a spider now.
When fate's wind blows. Here are my scars. This is my story.
I apologize if it's hard to hear. It started raining again. And I'm going to have to go super sparingly on the gloves. So I'm going to save those for reassembly. My kids apparently got into them. I only have 3 pairs of gloves out of the whole box. So we're going to pull this down a little more. I noticed when I spun this, I can't tell if that shaft is bent or if it's the bearings in there, but it certainly looks like that shaft is bent. I don't know if that's coming out on camera. But it certainly could be the instability in the bearing. I was twisting this bearing and it likes to lock up, so that's not good. Feel a little better about doing this rebuild now that I can see that. There's our main shaft. Well, our only shaft. Yeehaw! Come on now.
One long, angry line later.
This is the tale that I tell. My mind is troubled, but no.
I will include a blowout of, or blow up, or whatever, of the transfer case in the description. And the name of these parts, I don't remember all of them, and I don't have the book here with me at the moment. This ring sits down in here, and the way it's notched, it's easiest to pry an end out, and just kind of work it around till it pops off.
Worry, I rise in the place where I fell.
Now, if you're real daring, you can just pop it, but I'm not that daring.
I get up when I fall.
Alright. So, this is our planetary gear. Snap ring on here is smaller, but it's just like the one we just took off. Sits down in here. Retains the center part of this. And I need to put a new tip on this screwdriver, because it's horrible. Ah. And by horrible, I mean non-existent. Cannot get under that. Ugh. I'm gonna try to use a couple little baby picks. Oh, almost had it. There we go. Ta-da! That's interesting. These guys are about gone. So anyway, there's one of these on the bottom, then this sits in there, one of these goes on top, and then this guy goes in, and they all have tabs that they slide into on the outside housing. So when you're rebuilding these, you want to check these teeth for tips, nicks, dings, any abnormalities. One of the things we're going to have to replace is this little bearing in here. Yeah, it's got some slack in it. Honestly, still better than what I was expecting, so all telltale signs that, you know, previous to the car accident, it had been rebuilt at some point. I mean, we've had the car for like 2 years. Yummy. When your transmission fluid looks like mud. And yes, that is automatic transmission fluid. That is what it's called for on these. So that's the majority of the teardown. When it comes to rebuilding one of these things, your three main things are replacing the bearings, replacing the seals, wherever it has a sealing surface, and the new kit will have those I want to call them thrust washers. I don't think that's the right name, but it'll have new ones of those in there. And just resealing everything in general. It's kind of freaky that those seals popped off, but what can you do, right? Gonna get new seals anyway. So, yeah. I'm confident in the rebuild. It should have happened. Luckily, I don't see any major damage to anything. Just new bearings and seals, new chain. Slap it on back in there. So I'm gonna keep letting that drain for a bit. And we'll be back. I got the lock ring on the main bearing here.
Standing on my own, standing tall. I'm standing on my own. I get up when I fall. I'm standing on my own, standing tall.
Alright, so unlike some other models, this one does not have a snap ring that goes on this bearing. So the bearing and the seal have to go that way. So I am propping this up on a piece of 4x4 block wood. There's no way to get on the outer race this way, at least not with my set. Current one I'm using is 50 millimeters. And then it jumps to 59, so I can't get on that tiny little lip they give you. So I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that I can punch out the seal and the bearing without just punching out the center of the bearing. Alright, I guess we'll try the dead blow mallet.
When fate's wind
Blood of the nation, we need saving. Truth and demons, redemption to lose. Archangel, our angels ain't coming. No way. Oh, holy water, wash us all. Oh, a brother, sister, sing a song and keep singing. Oh,
Getting sleepy, that's the problem. Special ring puller. Tell you what, now I can pop that bearing out of there. Heyo! Those Those first two were just for looks.
Together we are one. Oh, heal the trouble.
If you're ever building a work area and you think you have enough, you don't. I thought to myself, oh, this would be plenty big enough. Yeah, well, I already rebuilt one transmission on here. This ain't even a transmission, it's a transfer case, and no damn room.
In our bones. Archangel.
Right.
Archangel.
There you go.
Archangel.
That one actually seems pretty good, but it looks like, I don't know if you can see on camera or not. See how it's discolored in there? That's because the surface that it's supposed to be sitting on inside here, it's been free spinning more than the bearing is spinning. Matter of fact, you can kind of see the evidence there.
Our angels ain't coming. Holy water wash us all. Brothers, sisters, sing a song and keep singing. Together we are one. Heal the trouble in our bones.
I don't know if you can hear me or not. On this part, the seal has to go that way, the bearing has to go that way. Seems to be a recurring trend with these things.
Mama said I ain't right, got a bad streak a mile long. Oh, my soul is black as night, what feels right is always wrong. Whoa, like a hard, hard rain.
FYI, this is a shim, and to the best of my abilities, I cannot find a replacement anywhere. So, it was recommended to me by a transmission place to pull this rubber off because it's clearly been leaking. Reuse the shim and use some silicone sealant in place of the rubber. So, that'll be later step. See a snap ring on this at all. I think we're gonna have to use the vise on this one. Pop those apart. Let me get things moved around. Well, we're gonna skip that for the moment because I need to make some more progress tonight before I call it a night. So.
Ain't no hero, honey, no angel face. Oh, I ain't no saint. Oh, I'm cold as fate. I'm sharp as steel, I slice you through. Too numb to feel, too hard to bruise.
Good night. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. In the interest of saving time, had to break this into a three-parter, unfortunately. I apologize. But we'll get that one put out just as soon as we can. Until then, take care. I love you. Bye.